Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady, where people tell us their craziest stories on when they got mistaken for being an employee at somewhere they didn't work. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. My mum is a Karen. This is not a story about me being mistaken for an employee, but I observed it happening. Sorry if this isn't the right place. A little backstory. My mum is a full-blown Karen, and I try my best to show her right, but it seems to just be ingrained in her nature. Like, calls the manager, whines about people in front of them, and just all around clueless and We went on a trip to Vietnam a couple of years back, and did a tour bus thing for a couple of days. We met everyone we were traveling with at a restaurant in Hanoi. Everyone in the group was white except one man, Kay, who arrived with his Australian partner and mother-in-law. They sat down with us and Kay was chatting away with us. Told us he was originally from Taiwan, now lived in Australia. However, after a while of small talk with everyone, the guide hadn't turned up yet, my mother, who seems to think all Asians are the same, asks him where he is taking us on our trip. Everyone else around the table stared wide-eyed, as we all knew he was just another tourist. Kay goes, "Haha, sorry, I'm on this trip just like you." However, my mother was in Karen mode, and continues with, "Well, yes, but where is our first stop, and what activities will we be doing?" I then tap her on the arm and say, "Mum, he is just a tourist like us." She goes, "Oh," and shuts up, but Kay lets out a loud, "Ha, not all Asians look the same, darling." It put her in her place, and I'm glad. They got on well the rest of the trip though. So she basically just didn't listen at all when he was talking about how he lives in Australia. Wearing red is an automatic bullseye. So I've been reading a bunch of these and remembered an incident at a Tarjay near me not long after I moved here a few years ago. A little context. I worked for a software company in the south. We mostly deal with various energy companies and emergency services, and do training for them, help them when they have an emergency, and basically try to make it so they don't have to think about paperwork as much, because the software takes care of a lot of it. The biggest takeaway from this though, is that our uniform is a red polo or button down with the company name, with slacks or jeans, and either boots or nice shoes depending on if we're in an office or out in the field. I should also state that before I started working here, I worked a lot of retail jobs, along with doing a 4-year military stint and going to college. I'm now in my mid-30s. Because of all the retail jobs though, I know how bad they can be, so I have caught myself putting away things that fell off shelves and pegs, walking carts that are left in parking spaces, all the way to the corrals, or back to the store, and help people lift things or get things from shelves since I'm tall. I'm also heavy set, but I digress. The story. About 5 to 6 months after I had moved from one state to another because I had landed this job, yay, 1,700-mile drive. I was at Tarjay looking for some random stuff after work. I remember I needed a new pillow and wanted to see if they had nicer sheets and a comforter. But I don't remember everything I was looking for. I do remember on my way in, I had parked in a spot with a few carts left outside of corrals by lazy people. So I grabbed about 5 of them and pushed them into the store because they could have scratched my car. Seriously people, don't just leave your cart out in a parking spot. I then took one and walked around the store, looking at the leftover Valentine's candy, looking at some art supplies, etc., putting away some carelessly dropped items that belonged on pegs if I saw them. As I passed by one aisle, a nice old lady was trying to grab something from an upper shelf and couldn't quite reach. So I grabbed it and put it in her cart for her. She thanked me and I said it was no problem and to have a nice day. Then continued on with my empty cart. Yeah, literally had nothing so far. I was nearing the bedding aisle when, from behind, I heard the dreaded sound. I'm going to be paraphrasing with maybe a little embellishment, but the exchange went something like this. "Hey, you!" Me turning to see a woman of 50-ish with a typical Karen haircut, only in brown with no highlights, wearing blue sweatpants and a darker blue sweatshirt. "Yes?" "I've been chasing you around the store for an hour. I need you to help me now." I don't know how she got an hour, but I had only been there for 20 to 30 minutes. "Huh?" "I need your help. Are you deaf and dumb?" Under her breath, "God, Tarjay employees are idiots." "I don't work." "Come on, hurry up." At this point, I'm just staring at her, trying to figure out how this thing is going to play out. I dealt with Karens before, but I had worked for the business they were berating me at. Karen, after a second, "Hey, fatty, let's go." Me, louder but not yelling, "I don't work here, lady." "Then why are you wearing the shirt?" I then realized the confusion, so I chuckled. "Oh yeah, I work for this company. I guess our shirts are the same." "Whatever, hurry up and help me or I'll get you fired." Now, I hate it when people cut me off, and that was twice she had done it. At this point, all the years of retail and the people who were terrible customers started flowing through my head, and I was getting annoyed and quickly getting angry. "Let's go, fatty!" And that was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Me, fully yelling in my big booming voice. I'm going to omit the crazy amount of F-bombs I dropped because I used my sailor tongue to its fullest. "Listen here, woman, I don't work here. Just because I'm wearing a red shirt doesn't mean I work here. And if you'd close your mouth and open your ears, you might actually have heard me say that twice already. I'm betting you're one of those women who complains that every store you go into has bad customer service. But I can tell you, the reason you get bad customer service is because you are an awful human and no one wants to be around you. You look like the kind of person that hasn't done a bit of work in her life other than opening her mouth and sucking some lollipops. So how about you get a personality other than being a whiny woman, and instead of demanding that everyone bow to your whim, you say a simple please. Karen was speechless. I ended my rant with a final screw you and a middle finger as I left my cart where it was and walked out of the store. I went home after that and went to Walmart the next day and found some cheap black sheets and even cheaper builder furniture. It wasn't until October that I set foot in that Tarjay again, and luckily no one recognized me. Okay, she literally said, "Oh, well, why are you wearing the red uniform then? Yada yada yada." As in, "Oh, I know you don't work here, but why are you wearing the uniform?" And then proceeds to still think he works there. Ha! I've waited years for this moment. A few months ago, my girlfriend and I were out at this really fancy outlet shopping for some formal wear for a friend's wedding. We're in this shoe store, so naturally, I was looking at shoes while she's looking at, I don't know, probably more shoes. I'm dressed in navy blue pants and semi-casual black collared shirt. As I'm taking down a box of shoes to try on, the lady standing next to me, who looks a bit clueless, pipes up in a very polite tone. Excuse me, do you happen to know how much these are?" "Let's have a look." I take a look at the box she's pointing to and read the price tag that's printed in a fairly small font. Okay, it's listed at $99.95. I see that it's a 30% off shelf, so I do some quick math in my head. These are marked at 30% off, so that brings it down to $70. county sales tax is 9.25%, so you're looking at a total of about, doing some more quick math in my head, $76.50. Oh, why thank you very much. Wait, do you even work here? Nope. Oh my god. Ha! I've waited years for this moment. I'm so sorry. Don't sweat it, I think it's hilarious. Oh my god. As I start to walk away, the clueless lady just crouches down for some reason and buries her face in her hands, embarrassed. As I leave to try and find the girlfriend, I hear the calm, polite and newly embarrassed voice say for a third time, "Oh my god." If only everyone was like that person, because that's actually wholesome instead of just screaming and not listening. Get mine, I mean my son, who has cancer, game account back. This happened a few months ago after I left my job at a mobile game company. I got a random Facebook request from a lady, and here's what happened. I'm looking at my screenshots as I'm typing, so it includes how uppercase and lowercase was used and any misspellings or awkward word choices. Hello. Yes, hello, what's up? Are you working at mobile game company? I used to, why? Did you just add me to ask that? Random. Yes, random. Why are you asking? 'Cause people usually don't add someone unless they know each other. Okay, I am sorry. I'll remove you. Okay. My account name is banned. Can you help me? Oh, now I get why you added me. I used to work on the community side, so I don't do anything technical. Wouldn't know how to even do that. I deleted the game off my phone the moment I left the company because, honestly, the game is kinda boring. Honestly forgot about the game and enjoy other more fun stuff. I pay more than $1,000 on my account. They banned me because I jailbreak my phone. I didn't hack the game. Again, I don't work for them, nor do I handle that side, so I can't help you. First of all, I would like to tell you that my son is a cancer patient, and he takes care of the hospital and spends his time playing this game, and he is now completely frustrated about his account. This message is related to Twitter name. My son, it was stolen some time ago. His Twitter account was stolen, and the hacker used it to get into the game account and played it. I swear that my son didn't hack or use any hack in the game. He just playing it on iPhone X. And if you want any proof, I am ready to proof. Just please help him to be happy. The account ID is this. Thank you for your efforts, regards. Nope, blocked. Honestly, I could have messed with her to see what kind of nonsense she would be saying, but meh, I didn't really want to prolong it. Yeah, I don't think that's an entitled mother right there. That sounds like maybe like a 12, 13-year-old who jailbroke his phone and got banned off his game, and now he's trying to get unbanned because he regrets hacking and he can't play the game. Yeah. I had to yell at a guy at Walmart. This happened a few years ago, but it's my best story on the subject. At the time, I worked for a company that issued blue and white badges to employees, and I went to Walmart after work. I wasn't thinking about it, but my badge was still out in the open. As I was walking through the sporting goods section, an older gentleman caught my attention and asked me if I could open the case to get some ammo for him. I responded, "Sorry, I don't work here." The conversation went like this. "But can you find someone to help me? If I see someone who does work here, I can let them know that you need help." "I want you to find someone to help me." "I don't work here." "But I need someone to help me." "I don't work at Walmart, I'm shopping, just like you." At that point, he looked at my badge and realized that the company listed wasn't Walmart. He explained that he saw the blue and white badge and thought that I worked at Walmart, but maybe in a different department. He apologised, we shook hands, and went about finishing our days. I tucked my badge into my shirt. At least the guy apologised in the end, because that's a pretty easy mistake to make, and I can understand seeing a badge and thinking, oh, he might work in a different department. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.